From the Cortland High School Gymnasium, good evening, everybody. Donnie Johnson along with Gary Deal. Tonight we bring you the semifinals of the Battlefield District Girls Tournament, the Chancellor Chargers, and the top-seeded Eastern View Cyclones. Cyclones come in with a record of 15-2, 11-1 in the Battlefield District. The heavy favorite over the fourth-seeded Chargers, 11-9 and 9-4, Gary.
Yeah, I expect Eastern View to come out tonight with a solid performance led by Coach Mike McCombs, who's a very good coach. I expect Trinity Washington and McKenna Warren and Angie Huyunku to have good games tonight. Huyunku leads the team with averaging 15 points and 6 rebounds. McKenna Warren had 31 points the other night against Caroline, averaging 11-11 for the year. She's been fighting some injuries, but she's playing good basketball.
Well, one of the keys is going to be these Washington girls. They are good, Destiny and Trinity, and they can handle the ball, break press, and they're just good ball players. Mike McCombs has a very solid team all around, a couple of good players to come off the bench, and they should be the favorite to win this ball game. Now, the winner will play James Monroe. There is no other semifinal game tonight. The Cortland Cougars, who finished number 2, tested positive. One of their girls tested positive, so they had to forfeit their game tonight against James Monroe. So James Monroe will play the winner of this game. And if it's Culpeper, if it's Eastern View, it will be at Eastern View tomorrow night. And if it's Chancellor, it will be at Chancellor tomorrow night. But we're hoping it's going to be at Eastern View.
Well, it's good to be here televising a girls' game. If the boys win tomorrow night, we'll televise that, I've been told. So it's a great time for basketball.
It is. All right, we're just about set for the opening tip-off. The Chancellor Chargers playing the Eastern View Cyclones girls in the second round, the semifinals of the Battlefield District Tournament. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Gary Deal, get the lineups for us as they come out.
Well, for Chancellor Donnie, number 2, Caitlin Bestick. Number 5, Talia Johnson. Number 10, Reagan Bestick. And number 11, Kendall Scott. And number 15, Maya Johnson.
All right,
coached by Antoine Gay.
All right, the Eastern View Cyclones, 15-2 overall, 11-1 in the Battlefield District. The Chancellor, 11-9 and 9-4. And who we got for Eastern View, Gary?
We got number 2, Angie Huyunku. We got number 3, Trinity Washington. Number 5, McKenna Warren. Number 11, Shania Brown. And number 23, Destiny Washington.
All right, this should be a good ball game. As we said, the winner moves on. Now, Cortland hopes to have its COVID problems cleared up and play in the regional tournament next week. And, of course, Eastern View is probably going to be the number 1 seed in the region. both the boys and the girls #1 seed in the region next week, and they will both play on Tuesday night at Eastern View. Just about set to go.
Well, I expect a good game. I expect Trinity Washington to control this game. And Coach McCombs said earlier this week that she's at the center of everything they do. So I'm expecting a good performance out of her tonight.
And the jump ball didn't work because the person that jumps can't catch it. And Kendall Scott ended up doing that. So it's the Eastern View Cyclone basketball. Working it down low. Outside three-point shot is up and good by Sanaya Brown. 3-0. Eastern View takes an early lead. Working outside, Caitlin Bestick. Bestick sisters in here tonight, and down low, pass intended for Reagan Bestick is thrown out of bounds.
Eastern View looks like they're in a 3-2 or 1-2-2, not sure which yet.
From the corner, and a three. Caitlin Bestick. And we are tied at 3. Both these teams coming out hot. And ball knocked out of bounds. Angie Yanku working it in, and now we'll throw it in. Way outside of Washington. Warren going in the middle, gets the ball knocked away. Delia Johnson. Bestick. No. Washington. Trinity. All the way. Can't get it to fall. Warren follows.
Warren's tough on those boards, Donnie.
McKenna Warren is 5-3 Eastern View.
Like I said, she had 31 points the other night against Caroline.
That's a lot of points in a girls' game.
It is. Eastern View plays good, tough defense. Look at that by Destiny Washington.
Destiny drives.
Left-handed.
Off the glass for 2 more. 7-3 Eastern View.
Eastern View only gives up 37 points a game. So they have a good defense.
Maya Johnson, 3-point shot will not go. Three-pointer from outside is off the front iron. Chancellor the other way. Johnson working the offense, trying to work it in. Eastern View in his zone.
I think they're in a 1-2-2, Donnie, just same as Chancellor.
Off the glass, no good. Scramble for the ball, and coming down with it is Bestick, and she is tied up. Arrow pointing in the direction of the Chargers, so Chancellor will retain possession. That's a 2, Kendall Scott.
Yeah, she had too much time to square up and shoot that. Warren was late getting out to defend her on that shot.
Wide open, and that shot won't go by Hiyanku. Scott. And a steal. Nice play there by Sanaya Brown. Hiyanku in and out. McKenna Warren forces it back up. Nice rebound there on the offensive boards. 9-5. Cyclones by 4. That three-point shot may have been partially blocked by Sanaya Brown. Way off the mark. Warren at the right place at the right time comes up with a loose ball and puts it in.
I think we understand now how she got 31 points the other night, Donnie. She gets a lot of baskets underneath in transition and also off offensive rebounds.
11-5, Eastern View leading, 4:25 to go in the first period. From Cortland High School, the semifinals of the Battlefield District Girls Tournament. Johnson almost thrown away. 2-pointer No good by Delia Johnson. And it will be Eastern View basketball. Remind you of our live sponsor, Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Pressure broken by Washington, and 2 points by Sanaya Brown on an easy bucket underneath.
Good pass by Trinity Washington that time.
13-5. 8-point lead by the Cyclones, number 1 seed against the number 4 seed. And a whistle. Foul on somebody will send Kendall Scott to the line.
The foul was on Trinity Washington.
First shot is up and in. The stands are as empty as in Beijing. There's nobody on that far side. We got a good crowd on this side.
Yeah, Culpeper brought a good crowd tonight, I believe, and they travel with the girls, and it's good to see that.
All right, coming in the ball game now is Anastasia Arban for the Chancellor Chargers, and we got a traveling violation. Traveling is going to be calling on Destiny Washington. So it's Chancellor ball. Bestick throws it in. Down the lane, turn, shot, no good, but a foul is going to be called. And that foul is going to be called on Trinity Washington. That's her second.
That's her second, yep.
And that could present a problem.
I think Coach McCombs will probably take her out and give her a little breather here and try to make sure she doesn't pick up that third foul in the first half.
Kendall Scott misses the first. We'll have a second. Rims out. Brown, and a little bit too hard on that pass, and Destiny Washington couldn't handle it down the baseline.
Yeah, here comes Layla Hackley for Trinity. And Layla's a freshman. She's a good little player. She can nail those threes, and she's developed quite a bit in the last couple of years.
Chancellor with the basketball. Johnson outside. In the corner. Wide open shot. Won't go. Back up and in. Kendall Scott in the lane. 13-9. Chancellor back to within 4. Pressure. Pass ahead. Ayanku can't get it to go, and Chancellor on the offense again. Oh, nice play down the middle of the lane by Maya Johnson. 13-11. Chancellor back to within 2. We got a ball game here now. Hackley out front. Brown has it taken away. Ward. And a steal at the other end. Ayanku, 2-on-1. Hackley. Ayanku's shot won't go. There's McKenna Warren with a nice pass under to Destiny Washington. Puts it in, and 15-11 our score. Eastern View is leading with 144. And while we got a moment, we'll remind you about Able Heating and Air, answering any and all of your questions that you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they're able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found & Sons. More than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels. so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found in Sons, 825-3530. From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. And CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and your horses. Since 1932. Three-pointer from the corner is good. Maya Johnson.
Yeah, we got to extend that defense a little bit. That's the second one she's had. It's been wide open. So I'm sure Coach McCombs will have his players come out on the shooters.
McKenna Warren down the lane. Can't get it to fall. Puts it back up. Will get the basket and will go to the line. 17-14. And McKenna Warren will be at the line to try to complete a conventional three-point play.
That's 8 points from McKenna already, so she's controlling those boards down low.
And got that one to roll in, 18-14. Coming down on a minute to go in the first period. Maya Johnson. And a hand in there by Yanku. Delia Johnson gets it into the back court. Kendall Scott.
Oh, I love what McCombs is doing there. Look what he's doing now, Donnie. He's gone boxing one on Kendall Scott. I love that play.
And here comes Warren all the way, blocked from behind, but she gets it back and gets it outside. Ayanku got it. Little 6 or 8 footer. 20-14. Under a half minute to go. First period. Eastern View on top.
Picking her up at half court too. I like that boxing one on Scott. It's a good scheme that Coach McCombs has come up with.
And Reagan Bestick is fouled in the middle with 9.8 seconds to go. First period. Not a shooting foul, foul on the floor. Not sending anybody to the line. Down the lane, its shot will not fall. 4 seconds. Can we get a nice shot? Ayanku. Oh, off the front iron, no good. First quarter comes to an end with a score. The Eastern View Cyclones 20, the Chancellor Chargers 14. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, CFC Farm and Home Center.
From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
High-scoring ball game, Gary Deal. The Eastern View Cyclones putting up 20 in that opening period here in the semifinals of the Battlefield District Girls Tournament against the Chancellor Chargers from Cortland High School. And McKenna Warren leading the way.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Coach McCombs is going to come out and stay in that boxing one that he had on Scott. I love gimmick defenses like that, triangle and two, boxing one. If you got a good player on the other team, it's one player that's basically dominating the game for their offense. I think they've gone back to the 1-2-2 now, but he was in that boxing one.
Oh, he's in the boxing one now. Sinai Brown is on Kendall Scott.
Yes, she is.
All the
Still
way.
in there. I like that. Yeah, good
Three-pointer
shot.
from the corner to Leah Johnson. 20-17. Chancellor will not go away. Warren, Brown for three. Cannot get the roll. Bestick comes down with the ball. Easterview on the attack again. Angie Ayanku. Now they work it down to the left, to the right side. Ayanku wants to take that shot and won't. Brown, off balance shot, she got it. She shot that from the palm of her hand.
Yeah, that was a good squared up. She got squared up before she shot the ball that time, though, and let it roll off her fingertips. That was a good shot by Brown.
22-17. Easterview still on top. Caitlin Bestick down low is fouled. Or rather, Reagan Bestick.
I think that was on McKenna Warren. That's her first foul.
We don't want to get her in foul trouble. First one goes in by Reagan Bestick.
Yeah, Trinity Washington is still on the bench, and I think it's a smart move by Coach McCombs. While they still have a good, comfortable, decent lead to keep her out there so she won't get in foul trouble.
Candace Brown is now in for Eastern View. There's a three-point shot.
That's good defense by Layla Hackley that time. She extended on the shooter, and that was good defense.
Layla has the ball now. Working against Bestick, over to Sanaya Brown. Down low. Ayanku missed the shot. Had a nice one underneath, but I think she was a little bit too far under the basket. Bestick, short. Trinity Washington had it and lost it. And Washington comes up with a basketball and draws a foul.
Nice hustle down low for Destiny. She's hustling down there, giving 100%, and controlling the boards down there along with McKenna.
There's only 2 team fouls on the Chargers. Ayanku dumps it off, and she anticipated that Hackley was going to keep coming, and she didn't. Johnson, three-pointer, way off the mark. Scramble for the loose ball, and Hackley comes up. Kendall Scott working on her. Now, Destiny Washington.
I think Layla gets that ball at the top of the key. She's got to look for her shot a little bit more.
Angie Ayanku is fouled. 5:06 to go. We are in the second period, 22-18. 4-point lead for the Easterview Cyclone girls. The winner of this game meets the James Monroe Yellow Jackets tomorrow night for the championship of the tournament. Easterview, of course, #1 seed in this tournament, regular season champs, and already have a ride to the region. Ayanku's second shot is in, 23-18, a 5-point lead.
I like Ayanku's poise on the court. She handles the ball really well. She makes good basketball moves and good basketball decisions. I like the way she plays the game.
Bestick in the corner to Johnson out front. Jumping from the corner is no good, and Yanko, however, is going to be charged with a foul.
That boxing one has really taken Scott
Completely out of the game.
out of the game. Very good move there. I think it's going to pay off because she was starting to penetrate and be a problem for the Eastern View defense. And now, since Coach McCombs has gone to that defense, it's slowing her down. Now, whether they can stop the long three-pointers, that's a different story.
William Fissel makes the first, misses the second. Shot up by Scott, no good. Rebound and a foul. Or did they call a foul? Oh, yes, they did. They called it on Kendall Scott. Her first. Ayanku again. Goes in, stops, pulls it back out. Eastern View all of a sudden has hit a little drought here. They can't get anything in.
Well, I think they missed Trinity Washington to some degree, and but I think Coach McCombs is smart to keep her out of the game, just to make sure she doesn't get in foul trouble at the end of the game when it really counts.
Kendall Scott on Destiny Washington, but the Cyclones break the press. Tayanku for three, in and out. And Destiny Washington. And who's the foul going to be called on? Foul is going to be called on Destiny. Nope, it's not.
And McKenna Warren's on the bench too, Donnie. So that's two of the better players on the Eastern View team is on the bench right now. So that's why we're seeing a little lull in the offensive end.
Ayanku for three. That picks up the pace, 26-19.
Yeah, she's got a nice game.
Oh, she's good. Good ball player. Johnson driving off the glass. Nope. Bestic the loose ball. Kendall Scott will not go. And ripped away by Sanaya Hackley.
As Layla gets more developed and starts getting stronger, she's just a freshman. She's going to be a good little player, I believe.
3:08 to go in the first half. 26-19, Eastern View leading Chancellor. Semifinals of the Battlefield District Tournament. Working a little clock. Now they get in inside and almost thrown away there. Johnson had a hand on it, couldn't control.
I'd like to see Layla right there. That's her shot. See, she passed up on that shot.
But Hayanku.
Good pass, though. Good pass to Aranku.
I think Hayanku is who Mike McCombs wants to shoot. And answering right there is Talela Johnson. And we have a timeout on the floor. Timeout, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Cash Imprints, 317-1473. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200.
Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Cyclones have led all the way, Gary, but Cortland or Chancellor just won't go away. They keep hanging in there.
Well, we got McKenna Warren on the bench, and we got Trinity Washington on the bench. But I think McCombs is thinking about maybe saving them a little bit for tomorrow night. I mean, he's expecting to win this game, and he don't want to wear his players out. And wants them to be ready for tomorrow night as well.
Well, Trinity Washington has 2 fouls, so that's kind
right.
of a deciding factor in that. He doesn't want 3 fouls in the first half on her.
Yep.
Oh, nice play. Destiny Washington off balance, just flipped that one up and got the roll. 31-22. Johnson again couldn't get that second one to go, and Bestick comes in and ties up Hayanku. Arrow pointing in the direction of the Cyclones.
You know how Hayanku is just a freshman, Donnie. Her and Layla Hackley are freshmen.
He's got a good team coming back. Mike McCombs, good coach. Hackley. Seems like there's been a Hackley on the Culpeper team since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I was disappointed to see Devin not playing this year. I coached him. He's a very good player, and I think he could have helped that Eastern View team.
Candace Brown throws it up. No. Hayanku, no. And Brown, or somebody down there is fouled. And I don't know whether it was Hayanku or Brown, but Brown is going to go to the line, so apparently it was her. .111 left in the first half, 31-22. Eastern View on top. Brown misses the first. Anastasia Arlan comes in for the Chargers. Candace Brown. And got the second one. 1 out of 2. 10-point lead now. 32-22 for the Cyclones. Coming down on a minute to play in the first half.
Okay, going back to the 1-2-2.
And Bestick finds an opening down low and goes in for an easy bucket. Backcourt pressure now. Hayanku down the lane, puts it up. No. Hayanku battling for the ball. Cannot get it, but it's Eastern View ball anyway. .34 seconds left in the first half. Brown down low as it kicked away and kicked again, and loose ball.
Good block.
Nice block there by Hayanku.
Oh, nice pass. I like that. Work it to the middle.
13 seconds. Brown. And she had the shot and didn't take it. Tried to get it over to Destiny Washington. One pass too many there. So the Chargers may get the last shot, hopefully, of the first half. 8.7 seconds, and now the clock starts. Three-pointer from outside, and Chancellor cuts the margin to 5 as we go to the halftime break. From Cortland High School, halftime, Battlefield District semifinals, with Eastern View leading the Chancellor Chargers by a score of 32-27. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball, the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, CFC Farm and Home Center.
From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Gary Deal, I would say it was all Eastern View in that first half, but then we look at the scoreboard and it's 32-27. Chancellor just refuses to go away in this Battlefield District semifinal game.
Well, Scott finally got open there, and I think Coach McCombs was a little disappointed that one of the guards didn't pick up Scott as she came across half court, and that kept him close, that three-pointer there at the end of the game, end of the first half, excuse me, and it kept Chancellor close. So we always say the first 5 minutes of the second half is very important.
Outside Bestick, cross court, Johnson. Kendall Scott. Can't get that one to go. Shania Brown comes down with it. Trinity Washington back in, playing with 2 fouls. Sat on the bench a lot in the second quarter. Angie Yanko gets it into McKenna Warren, who puts it off the glass. No good.
Good drive by McKenna there, though.
And they're not playing box and one on Kendall Scott right now.
Well, I think Coach McCombs is keeping them guessing, so he just goes to it at different times of the game.
Baseline jumper, 2-pointer.
It's too easy there. That was a wide open shot.
Galen Bestick. 32-29, 3-point lead for Eastern View. Hey, we don't let these people think that they can get back in it. Trinity Washington almost lost it.
Yeah, Eastern View's playing a little bit tight right now. They need something good to happen here. Need to kind of work the ball, get that ball zipping around the perimeter a little bit more. There's too much dribbling going on right now.
Down low. Destiny Washington can't get it to go. Kendall Scott.
Keep an eye on Scott over here.
From the
Another
corner,
wide open shot.
3-pointer will not go, but underneath. 2 shots, 3 shots. And a jump ball is called and will be Eastern View ball. Chancellor had 3 shots at the basket and could not get it to go. Maya Johnson took that 3 and couldn't hit it. And then 2 offensive rebounds. And now the Chargers, who think they can play with Eastern View, a little pressure. McKenna Warren, and she walked. No, the jump ball. Either way, it's going to turn over to Chancellor, and the Chargers with a 3-point shot could tie this ball game, 32-29.
Well, I think Chancellor, if they go into that press, that's playing right into Eastern View's hands, because I think they have the athletes and the ball handlers to beat that press.
Bestick tries to split the 2 defenders and can't. Johnson from the corner, no. Rebound comes down to Washington. Trinity. All the way. And a foul on the floor before the shot. She wasn't going to give that ball up to anybody. She was going straight for the basket. She's tired of sitting on the bench.
Yeah, Trinity's a good ball player. She handles the ball well. She uses her left hand well. And she showed it in that transition that time.
First shot is no good. She only had, 2 points in the first half?
2 points and 2 fouls. 9s were the magic numbers in the first half. Hayanku had 9, McKenna Warren had 9, and Scott had 9 for Chancellor.
And Sanaya Brown did a good job on Scott once she went to that box and won. Missed that one. Destiny Washington puts it back in, 34-29. Needed that one badly.
Yep, that was a big shot there. Good rebound by Destiny.
Scott with the ball. And we have a timeout called by Antoine Gay. And while we get a timeout, we'll remind you that our live sponsor for these broadcasts, Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 547-3673. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you might have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and the products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine since 1932, when Gary Deal was a boy. .453 to go in the third period. Kendall Scott outside. Hayanku is guarding her, coming out. And we got a foul, and that's going to be called on Destiny Washington.
Good call by the ref that time.
Feet got tangled up there, but definitely a foul. Maya Johnson at the line. Got the first one. 34-30. These guys are hanging a little too close for me. I want to see Eastern View come up with a run and put it away. 34-31, back to a three-point game. Almost a backcourt. Trinity Washington.
Yeah.
Hayanku way out front. Working the ball around the perimeter.
I think Destiny's going to have to penetrate, either her or Hayanka. It's a good shot there.
Hayanku can't get it to go. They're not getting it in there to McKenna Warren like they did early in the ball game. And Kendall Scott is going to be called for traveling. 4:10 to go. Ball turns over to the Cyclones. Winner plays James Monroe tomorrow night for the Battlefield District Tournament Championship. Eastern View won the regular season championship. Hayanku stops and pops and got it.
That was good penetration there. That's what Hayanku and Trinity are going to have to do. They're going to have to penetrate into that lane, and that's going to open up McKenna Warren down low for a bounce pass in the pocket.
Oh, yeah, that little 10-footer is open. Kendall Scott can't get it. Scramble for the ball. Went out of bounds, and I'm not sure who touched it last, but the official says we're going to give it to Chancellor. Anastasia Arvon will throw it in. And a foul on somebody, I guess. I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, it was a stoppage momentarily. Chancellor, three-point shot outside. Kendall Scott can't get it to go. Hayanku. Warren, now we got something going. As Warren goes to the basket, puts it up. Doesn't get the basket, but she drew the foul. You know, maybe, providing they win this ball game, Eastern View needs a tight ball game because when they get the regionals, it's not going to be a cakewalk like it was in the district.
No, I agree, Donnie.
They're going to face some tough teams and play some close games.
With some bigger personnel to play against, too.
Warren missed the first one. McKenna puts the second one in, 37-31, back to a 6-point lead. Biggest lead of the night for Eastern View has been 10 at 32-22. Nice anticipation there, but couldn't get it to go. Bestick, that's a 2. She was on the line. 37-33.
There we go, some penetration. That's where it is.
There you go, and Trinity Washington off the glass. 39-33. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Bestick missed it. Tried it again. Scramble for the ball. Jump ball, error pointing in the direction of the Cyclones.
It goes with the full court press again by Chancellor. I feel like that Easterview can break this and score off of it.
Well, we'll find out in a second. McKenna Warren in back court finally gets it over to Destiny. Three-pointer, Brown, no good. Rebound, Warren. Kicks it out. Ayanku, no. Follow-up is good by Shania Brown. 41-33. There's a little opening, 8-point lead. Under 2 minutes. Almost lost it out of bounds that far side. And not sure what that was, but it's going to turn the ball over to Easterview, so it's good. Minute 49. McKenna Warren dribbles past the press, all the way down the lane, too hard off the glass. But his charge is going to go to the line because charged with a foul is Reagan Bestick. I assume these two girls, Reagan and Caitlin Bestick, are sisters.
Well, it's just like observation you say we observed the other night. So we assume, you know what assume is, right, Donnie?
It's the mother of all screw-ups. That's exactly what assume is. Every time I assume something, it works out wrong. Warren puts that one in, 42-33, 9-point lead. Nice hand there by Hianku. Minute 33. Johnson in the middle, Bestick.
And stay on Scott. Don't leave Scott. Don't want to see her shooting those threes.
Trinity Washington all the way, stops. Can't get it to go, and underneath the foul is called. And it, we'll see who it was called on, but Warren will not go to the line. Foul is on Reagan Bestick. It will be Easterview basketball, but not a shooting foul on the floor. No shot involved.
Coach McComb's got the stack out of bounds play working. The girls move well. I like that.
Ayanku.
Oh,
And
nice.
Nice tie. Look at Destiny Washington in there fighting and scrapping for that ball.
Nice tie up by Destiny Washington there. It was a good hustle and didn't give up on the play. And that's what it takes to win ball games, Donnie.
Under a minute now, third period. And there goes Scott down the middle, and she is fouled. Foul is going to be called on Sanai Brown. That's her first. Kendall Scott puts the first one in.
She's got a good game, and if I was coaching her, I'd be having the ball in her hand a lot more and have her doing a lot more with the ball. I think she's going to have a really good game in order for them to beat Easterview.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that box and one kind of put her on hold there in that first half.
I'd be setting her picks all night long if I was coaching, I can tell you.
She's a good little ball player. 42-35. Washington Drives all the way as it's blocked from behind by Johnson. And McKenna Warren will come back in, and Hackley will go out for the last 38 seconds. Out front.
I have to work some clock here. I think maybe that's what Coach McCombs is doing.
Trinity Washington to McKenna, down low. Destiny Washington, no place to go. Got to get out of there, and she finally did.
Nice.
Look at that, McKenna Warren. Put that ball in there. 44-35.
McKenna Warren has excellent footwork. I love the way she operates under the basket with those short steps and basketball moves.
Excellent ball player. Shot from outside will not go for Maya Johnson. We have two Johnsons in there, Talea, number 5, and Maya, number 15. 5 seconds. And we will not get a shot off. Third quarter comes to an end with a score. The Eastern View Cyclones 44, the Chancellor Chargers 35. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine. Since 1932, CFC Farm and Home Center.
From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Gary Deal, we forgot to mention, or we failed to mention here, that the Eastern View boys have defeated the King George Foxes by a score of 64-53 to move into the championship game tomorrow night in the Battlefield District.
Which we will be at, and we'll be televising live, and look forward to that. Who are they playing, Donnie? Do you know?
They haven't finished the second game yet.
Okay.
McKenna Warren with a little hook shot will not go. We started at 7. That up at Eastern View, those games started at 6 and 7:30, so they're a little behind us. Yanku. Ooh, sweet.
Beautiful. Squared up on that shot, concentrated, and really was a picture-perfect shot. I love her game, like I said earlier.
Biggest lead of the night, 12 now for Eastern View, 47-35. And after 2 shots, Cyclones come away with the ball. Chancellor ended up with it. No, she didn't, Ref.
Yeah, I agree, Donnie. I thought she kept that pivot foot, the left pivot foot stationary.
I think
she's lobbying her case too, and I kind of agree with her.
That's a little Carly Simon right there, called anticipation.
Yeah.
But you're too old to remember that.
No, Carly Simon. I remember Carly Simon.
Okay.
You should have said I'm too young to remember that.
No, you
too young, Donnie.
No,
too young. I'm too young.
You were probably already senile when she was doing that. 47-37.
Remember who likes the shuffleboard game?
Oh, I watched curling all afternoon. Oh, and McKenna Warren will be charged with an offensive foul. Johnson set up and took the charge, and the foul is called on Warren.
I saw where Satchel Paige at 59 years old, saw that on somewhere today, threw 3 scoreless innings in a baseball game.
Yep.
Now, he was back in your day, right, Donnie?
Yeah, oh, yeah. You know, that actually was, I remember that.
59 years old. And they talk about Brady at 44 or whatever. It's amazing.
Oh, and we got a jump ball on that one. There was a guy that pitched for Pittsburgh who was a rookie at 50. His name was Diomedes Olivo back in the early 60s.
That's a good pull there, Donnie.
Hey, I was a Pirate fan in those days.
Willis Stargell back then. That was after him.
This was pre-Willie Stargell. This was Roberto Clemente.
Oh, okay.
Johnson lost it. And coming up with it is Washington. Gives it to her sister. And Trinity will bring it down.
Coach McCombs running the play here. I think it's pick and roll. Yep, pick and roll.
A Yanku off the iron there is no good, and out of bounds touch last by Sanaya Brown.
I like seeing Yanku. That's what Coach McCombs is saying now. I like seeing Yanku look for McKenna Warren there because she was open. If all she had to do was bounce pass in the pocket, and McKenna would have had a layup there. So that's one way that I think Yanku can maybe improve her game a little bit and get that peripheral vision going and be able to make those passes.
Well, she'll improve as time goes on.
She's just a freshman, Donnie.
Absolutely. Besting dumps it off. Johnson in the corner. Trying to get it over to Scott, and they finally do. Working on a Yanku, has to give it up. Three-pointer, no good. And Hayanku comes up with the ball and is tied up. Maya Johnson. And we got a timeout on the floor. And with that timeout, we will remind you of our live sponsor, Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service, a cornerstone of our community. 547-3673. Able Heating and Air. There's peace of mind knowing they're able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. Found in Sons, more than a respected funeral home, they support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found in Sons, 825-3530. From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. And finally, CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, and livestock since 1932. And they sell seeds out there, and it is almost gardening time. All we got to do is get the ground to thaw out.
Well, I know you're itching to get in your garden, Donnie.
I am.
And I just, again, want to say thank you to Scott Found and Found & Sons for committing to our Fieldhouse Rec Center. What a kind contribution Scott Found gave to our rec center, $25,000 this year, and we appreciate him.
Double teamed in the back as Washington gets it away to a Yanku. Trinity. Angie Ayanku wanted to take that knock. Warren backs in. Can't get it. Follow up, no. And rebound Bestick, and a foul is going to be called, I think, on Sanaya Brown.
I think McKenna Warren is really good inside. I think she could be even better if she just took her time just a hair, just a split second more when she tries to finish some of those shots, because she rushes sometimes and doesn't really concentrate on the finish. And I think she has more time than she thinks she does. And once she learns that, she's going to be getting 25 or 30 every game.
Kendall Scott out front. Latalia Johnson trying to work that ball in. They can't, but they get it to Scott for three, and she cannot hit it. McKenna Warren right there to clear. Ahead to Sanaya Brown. Hayanku wide open, short, got it back. Destiny Washington driving, Off the glass? Nope, but she is fouled. Foul's going to be called on Reagan Bestick.
I like the way Coach McCombs coaches, because he coaches a little bit like I do. You don't want to run plays every time down the court. You want to play that motion offense and let the game come to the kids. But at times, in order to get the flow into the kids get flow into the game, you need to call a play to space them in certain positions on the court and work it down from in a low block sometimes, and they, when they do that and they score, then that gives them some confidence and they get into the flow later on. So
in other words, mix it up.
Mix it up, exactly.
Second shot is good. Destiny Washington makes them both. Again, a 12-point lead, 49-37. That's been the biggest lead of the Cyclones tonight. Under 4 minutes. Bestick took it to the hoop and banged it off the glass. Trinity Washington.
Love that, love that.
Oh,
Missed
little
the shot.
jumper. Warren
there we
got
go.
it.
Warren, that time, took her time on the finish. Unlike the other two shots she's shot in the other possession. That was a great shot a good finish by McKenna Warren on that.
Ayanku almost got it, as did Sanaya Brown, but Chancellor still has it. Sanaya Brown says, no, I didn't touch it. Officials will have nothing of it and give it to Chancellor. Delayla Johnson will throw it in. Scott. She's having a hard time tonight. Johnson, no.
Good rebound.
McKenna Warren right there in the right place at the right time.
The reason she averages 11 rebounds a game, Donnie. She's averaging 11 points and 11 rebounds a game, and that's, you can see why.
Position.
Position and hustle.
Ayanku steps up, can't get it to go. Warren had it, lost it, and Sanaya Brown comes up.
Take it back up top. There you go. Good play.
Get some time off.
Smart girls. Smart girls.
2:30 on the clock.
Love it.
Eating up clock.
And you told me that 16 and 17-year-olds could not run clock the other night.
They haven't run it yet.
Is that just boys? Is that just boys? Maybe the girls can, but the boys can't.
The girls are probably better at it than the boys. All right, timeout on the floor, 2:12 to go, 51-39. We are going to pause for 30 seconds.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, 547-3673. Cash Imprints, 317-1473. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. CFC Farm and Home Center, 825-2200. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the semifinal game in the Battlefield District Girls Tournament. 51-39, Eastern View has led all the way. The winner will take on James Monroe tomorrow night, and I presume it will be at Eastern View. And the Eastern View boys will also play tomorrow night for the championship at Eastern View. I know that's for sure.
They're going to have to start fouling now, Donnie. I expect to see some fouls here. Chancellor needs to foul. Surprised they're not fouling.
Washington brings it on back out.
They're trying to, but they can't get Trinity.
She's too fast for them.
They should be fouling. I'm not sure why they're not fouling. There you go.
There you go. Bestick finally. Reagan Bestick got a foul in there. Well, you know, girls are not as aggressive sometimes on the court as boys are.
Unless your name is McKenna Warren.
Well, that's true.
I'll take her on my team anytime.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, as far as fouling is concerned,
Yes,
I mean, boys would have no problem. They would just go out there and hack up one time, and that's the end of it. But girls are a little more ladylike.
Nice drive.
Speaking of Warren, she missed that one.
But she concentrated and took her time on that finish. She just missed her shot that time, that's all.
And Sanaya Brown will be called for the foul. That is only the 5th team foul on the Cyclones in the second half, so they have got 2 to give. Kendall Scott almost lost that, trying to slow the game.
That young lady didn't get enough shots tonight. And this young lady right here can handle the ball. Look at that. Oh, I love the way Trinity Washington handles the ball with both hands.
Well,
that's something the kids can learn. It's not only can only go right, can only go left. You got to be able to go both ways. You got to be able to use both hands when dribbling the basketball.
Well, she's gonna go to the free throw line right now and shoot a 1-and-1 because Chancellor is over the limit. 7th foul. Got the first one, she'll get a bonus. 52-39. 13-point lead, biggest of the night for the Cyclones. Missed that one, but Destiny Washington gets it. And back out. Little run and hide, and a foul is called out front.
Did you see Destiny Washington read the ball off the rim that time? That was a Dennis Rodman rebound. Knowing where the ball's going off the rim. That's part of rebounding. And the more you play the game, the more that will come to you where you can anticipate, like you said earlier, where that ball is going. And that time, off the rim, she knew it was going to the right side.
McKenna Warren dribbles that one in.
$16 points for Warren.
And let's get 17, and we do. 54-39. Cyclones gonna take this one home with a bang. And the Chargers call timeout. Timeout on the floor, 1:16 to go. And while we've got a timeout, we'll remind you once again of our sponsors. CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and the products you need for your farm, home, pets, and livestock since 1932. From shirts to banners and everything in between. Imprint your message on the community with cash imprints, 317-1473. Found & Sons. They're more than just a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you might have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they're able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. And finally, our live sponsor, Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service, a cornerstone of our community, 547-3673. You know, back in the 50s, before I was born, the big thing among guys is, are you a Ford man or are you a Chevrolet man? There was no in between there. Which Toyota was still incubating over in Japan, those, but Ford and Chevrolet, man, everybody had their favorite. Johnson missed it, and a foul is going to be called.
Well, I can see when Coach McCombs gets serious, he keeps the starters in there, and he's very limited on reserves. And I like that. I mean, and I think that's probably why he rested McKenna Warren the first half, because he knew that the game was going to be on the line in the third and fourth quarters, and she didn't get tired. She's still in there playing, and I think that was a good move.
Megan Closier at the free throw line, just coming into the ball game now, as Antoine Gay sends his subs in. Everybody's going to get to play in this tournament game. Close your second shot. Short. McKenna Warren right there to get it. Gets it out to Destiny Washington. Then over to Trinity.
Trinity going to break that. I can tell you, look, a little layup here.
Iyanku got it. Nice dish off there by Washington.
That's why I said earlier that if Chancellor comes out in the press, they're playing right into Eastern View's hands.
Bestick, shot no good. Iyanku, 30 seconds and counting. And Washington is fouled.
She's got a little chip oots in her, Donnie.
Well,
Huh?
haven't seen old Chipper lately.
Chip's doing okay.
I saw him. I run into him sometime at one of our favorite hangouts over Charlestown, but I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Trinity's got a little oots in her, and bringing the ball up the court, behind the back, between 2 and 3 people, using that speed of hers. She looks good out there handling that ball.
Washington, Trinity Washington at the line. 24 seconds left to go in the ball game. In and out. Rebound comes down to Chancellor. Johnson for 3. Short. Hackley. 10 seconds, and I'm not sure if I was Chancellor. I would foul. But we got a timeout here. What do you want to talk about? We're not going to.
Well, Coach McCombs wants to get a couple players in the game just to let them play. But we can talk about me, or we can talk about you. Or
how do we remind everybody again that the Eastern View boys won tonight, 64-53 over King George, to move into tomorrow night's Battlefield District Tournament Finals at Eastern View. And I'm not sure which game. They will play the second game, I would imagine. So come on out and watch it. If you don't, we'll be there live. And the girls, I think, are going to play. They're the top seed, of course, so they will probably play home tomorrow night too. So we'll have a doubleheader out at Eastview. A lot of basketball, a lot of good hot dogs. It broke my heart tonight. The concession stand here had no hot dogs.
Yeah, I could tell you were disappointed, Donnie, and then you had to settle for pizza.
No, I'm going to Hardee's afterwards.
Well, I am too. You buying tonight?
I'm going to get a heart attack on a bun.
I forgot my wallet. Are you buying tonight?
You always forget your wallet. 10 seconds. Washington. Dribbling around. Trinity will get it off. And that shot, will it count? I don't know whether it counted or not. I don't think it did. They have not put it on the board. Final score. The Eastern View Cyclones win tonight's semifinal game over Chancellor by a score of 59-39. We'll be back with our post-game show in just a moment. You're watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball in the Culpeper Media Network.
This broadcast is brought to you by the following community sponsors.
Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
CFC Farm and Home Center, the service, knowledge, and products you need for your farm, home, pets, livestock, and equine since 1932. CFC Farm and Home Center.
From shirts to banners and everything in between, imprint your message on the community with Cash Imprints, 317-1473. More than just a respected funeral home, Found & Sons supports youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
59-39, our final score. The Eastern View Cyclone girls take it to the Chancellor Chargers. Gary Deal, it was close a lot of the way, but there in that fourth quarter, the number 1 seed just took it to the number 4 seed and came away with a 20-point win.
Yeah, Eastern View played smart. Coach McCombs kept them in the flow, allowing them to play, and on occasion calling a few plays in half-court sets, and had a good game plan when it came to that as well. And between Hyanku, I'm sorry, I want to make sure I pronounce that right, and Trinity Washington and McKenna Warren, they had their way tonight in the second half with Chancellor.
They did a good job on Kendall Scott, who's their number 1 scorer for the Chancellor Chargers. McCombs came out with a box and one. Sanaya Brown was on her in the first half, and it just almost cut her off good.
Yeah, I like those gimmick defenses, and it seems Coach McCombs does too. The box and one or the triangle and two, sometimes it works to get the other team out of their flow. And that seemed to help in the first half tonight. Scoring-wise, Angie Hyanku had 16, McKenna Warren had 17, and Sanaya Brown had 10 for Eastern View, and Kendall Scott led Chancellor with 11.
Yeah, that was a tough 11 because Culpeper Eastern View defensed her really well. It was a double victory tonight. The Eastern View boys defeated King George by a score of 64-53. They will play, we don't know who yet, but they will play tomorrow night for the Battlefield District Boys Championship. And the Eastern View girls will play James Monroe tomorrow night for the Battlefield District Girls Championship. Cortland had a girl test positive. They could not play tonight and had to forfeit to James Monroe. So it'll be Eastern View's girls against James Monroe tomorrow night. Double championship possibilities, and a couple of good coaches doing a good job this year with these kids.
Yeah, I agree. And if McKenna Warren and Destiny Washington keep controlling the boards like they are, and allow Trinity Washington and Angie Hyanku get out in transition on that break, they're gonna go a long way as far as winning this district tournament, but also in the regionals as well.
And I will make a prediction. If the boys and the girls, Eastern View boys and the girls, get more points than their opponents tomorrow night, we'll have 2 champions. And on that note,
that's a great observation, Donnie.
On that note, we will say good night and remind you that the final score of tonight's ball game, semifinals of the Battlefield District Girls Tournament, the Eastern View Cyclone girls 59 and the Chancellor Chargers 39. You've been watching Eastern View Cyclone basketball on the Culpeper Media Network.